How you doing, Internet? What's going on? My name is Edward J. Anderson Jr. It's been a minute since I made a video on this channel, but let's get it in. In today's video, I want to talk about the DJ Envy Ponzi scheme. In my estimation, different people have different takes on, the culpability of DJ Envy. How guilty was he? How much did he know? That sort of thing. And in my opinion, DJ Envy is guilty of sin. He's guilty of sin because, one of the things I'm tired of as a hood nigga, as a man who is currently homeless, working on getting a place myself, lived in poverty all my life, a highly intelligent dude. One thing I've always hated was the get rich quick through doing real estate hustle. A lot of people, you know, who are who, you know, from poverty, who is trying their best to get out of it. We see a lot of people claiming you can do this thing or that thing to get yourself out of poverty. And one of the biggest hustles, one of the biggest lies, that people tell about how to get out of poverty is the real estate hustle. Oh, just get you some real estate and flip houses and you could become a multi-millionaire. That's the kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that DJ Envy was doing. DJ Envy claimed to be some kind of an expert on real estate. He claimed to be some kind of a guru on real estate, that he knew so much, he had so much expertise, he was making so much money, being in real estate. And then, he got with some shady dude named Pena, and he started teaching courses and, seminars. And I didn't see the videos, but apparently he was like going around saying that he made so much money from houses. And I really just find that whole thing despicable, man. I find that whole thing to be despicable because real estate is not an investment for a poor man. Real estate is not an investment for somebody who doesn't have a lot of money. If you're poor and you want to upgrade your status, you want to go to a higher level, you want to elevate, as they say, then your best bet is to run a small business. Get you a small business, get you a food truck, get you an ice cream stand, open up a storefront, do an internet store, something like that, some kind of a small business, and just be dedicated, just be consistent, just learn the business as best you can and see if you can come up that way. But the whole thing about real estate is an investment for a wealthy man. Real estate is an investment for somebody who already has a lot of money. So if you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to get into real estate, it's idiotic because think about it. Like I come from old stock. Like I'm an old man. So, I know something about families, families who lost houses. Like whole family, like grandma had a house and grandpa had a house and then they died and then the daughters and the sons got into a fight over it and they couldn't keep the house in the family. Like families lose houses. So if you're a poor person, somebody living in an apartment, living from check to check, and somebody tells you, oh, you need to get a REIT or you need to sign this piece of paper to get you a house and, sell it for 15,000, like some kind of nonsense, that will probably pop up on the Breakfast Club. Somebody tells you that, it's like, can't no regular person do no shit like this. Can't no regular person just get a house and then offload the house, in a couple of weeks' time. It's like people have whole, certifications for getting into real estate. Like, they gotta take classes and shit and get some kind of certificate to do real estate. And then they gotta go through real estate, brokerage houses and and then it takes a while to sell a piece of property. It's like, man, this whole I'm gonna get you rich through real estate nonsense has really got to be eradicated, and it really gotta, and we really gotta have, some kind of laws against people telling you that you can make a lot of money doing real estate, because the only money you make as far as real estate is rent money. That's all you make. All you make is the rent. Everything else about maintaining the property, the repairs to the houses, you know, maybe if it's an apartment complex, mowing the grass, trimming the trees, everything you have to do to maintain a house has to come out of whatever funds you already have as a business, you know, to maintain the property, to, offset like the cost of the rent. Like, you get the rent money and you just have a system in place that's good enough. You have a system in place that's good enough that you don't go broke when stuff goes wrong in the house that you're renting the house out to. I mean, it's just this whole, diabolical scheme of, I'm gonna teach you how to flip houses and, shit like that. It's nonsense, man, and it's gotta stop, man. Like I say, on my other channel, MrMaskman/MrLoveman, I talk a lot about big business and how big business is, trying very hard to make the world difficult, trying very hard to make the world unsafe, trying very hard to make the world a difficult place. And I don't like it. I don't support it. I ain't with it. And I'm going to do everything in my power to stop it. One thing I will say is that I'm on a mission from God, Blues Brothers. But I'm being blessed by God, man. I'm bipolar, and I had a vision that I talked to two deceased gentlemen, both comedians. I had a vision, and I literally took off most of my clothes and walked the streets of New Orleans until doing what I thought would lead me to my own apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana. I thought I had walked from New Orleans to Shreveport, which is a 5-hour drive. I thought I walked to Shreveport, and I was walking like barefoot or, with no shoes on, and I just so happened to make it to a hospital. One hospital that I thought I was going to in Shreveport, I didn't make it there. I made it to a hospital in New Orleans, pretty nice hospital, and made it to this hospital. And when I woke up, when I came into my senses, I had a new pair of shoes, I had a new pair of pants, I had pretty nice shirts. I was decked out lovely, and I know that the hospital didn't provide it to me because other people in the hospital were wearing hospital scrubs, and I had like a bit of a wardrobe, for somebody that was in a hospital. I just gotten out of a place. Um, I just gotten kicked out of a place in New Orleans, a homeless shelter, for what I can only guess was being too loud. And, I had, I didn't know that I made my exit, but I was on my road to going to where I was trying to go. And, I was contemplating, and I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna get, my sweetie back, Brittany Williams. I'm gonna, propose to some lady. I'm gonna, do the 3-card Monty with God, about which woman I should marry. And I was just thinking a lot of thoughts, having a lot of, contemplations. But what I really want to discuss is, I want to discuss, like, you have to be about hustling. You have to be about, and I don't mean hustling in the sense of a street nigga, that a street nigga would talk about hustling. I mean hustling like a hood nigga hustles. Hood niggas are different than street niggas. Street niggas are dope boys, stick up kids, drug dealers, you know, all manner of thugs and criminals. Hood niggas are people who are pretty much legitimate, but just know how to have a pretty amazing life on very little money. Like, hood niggas can be a rapper, hood niggas can be a mechanic, a hood nigga can work at Walmart, a hood nigga can work at, you know, Target, work for the city. That's what a hood dude can do. And a hood dude can basically be walking around with the freshest pair of shoes, the nicest jeans, pretty nice car, living in a decent apartment or a pretty nice house, not making a whole lot of money, but finding a way to use whatever money they get in to have a pretty nice life. You need to adopt the spirit of the hood and be a hood dude, and live like that. Learn how to flip a check, learn how to, finagle some money, whatever money you get, into like a prosperous lifestyle. Now I'm on the road to getting my own place, and it's only gonna take me a few months, and I'm happy about that. I was, I was, I was abandoned by my family member, somebody who was giving me support, and now I'm on my own, and I'm telling myself, you gotta be more like Jason, less like Freddy. And what I mean by that is, the character that I invented on my other channel, MrMaskman, is the king of the dream world. There's no fantasy. There's no imaginary figure. I mean, there are some imaginary figures that I didn't fight and beat, but the main dudes, God, Jesus, the devil, demons, spirits, all kind of shit. I fought it. I beat it. As the dream world, and I did some pretty amazing things in terms of a guy who was pretty much average looking, didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of confidence. Some of the most amazing women that the world has ever created, were interested in me. And if I had had more confidence back in the days when they were giving me their attention, I could have been with some of the finest, some of the flyest, some of the sexiest women ever. But I just didn't have the power, to really look at myself, as an attractive guy, as a desirable guy, as something that somebody would want. I didn't have, the confidence then. I was broken down. I was worn out. So, what I want to tell you is, don't don't let anybody tell you that that real estate is a pathway to the wealthy life, and you ain't got two nickels to rub together. Because what are you gonna do when there's a $3,000 repair that needs to be done to this old house that you found a way to buy for $50,000, and you charge and you getting Section 8, which is like $800 rent, like from the government. You got to make a $3,000 repair, and you a poor uh, you're a poor man who did this off of the strength of a course that you saw. How are you gonna afford, to pay for those repairs? Old houses always need repairs. Houses always have shit that goes wrong with them. You gotta have somebody who is affordable on your payroll, on your staff, to fix whatever's broken in a house. And if you don't have that, if you don't know how to get that, then you fucked when some because as a landlord or whatever the fuck it's called, you're expected to keep up the maintenance of the house. And none of these get rich quick through real estate dudes ever talk about, well, how are you going to afford to maintain the house if you don't have a lot of money already? So be about your business, be about your hustle. Think outside the box. See if you can find a book by a guy named Daniel Freeman called How to Get a Dollar Out of 15 Cents. That was a good book. I don't know if it's still in print. I don't know if you can find any copies of it. It should be on, you may be able to find a copy of it on eBay or something like that. I think that'll be good for you to read. Try to do the dollar water hustle. I'm going to try to do it down in New Orleans. Give me an ice chest, give me a sign. Water $1, cold drinks, as they call sodas down here. They call sodas cold drinks. Cold drinks $2. I think I can clean up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that once I get me an apartment, once I get me someplace to stay, but I'm just rocking and rolling, man. I appreciate anybody who checked out this video. I am Edward Anderson, JR. I am the Mask Man, Mr. Mask Man, Mr. Love Man. Check out my other channel, Mr. Mask Man / Mr. Love Man. We're doing a lot of building over there. We're doing a lot of great things. I'm just starting to learn how to use a smartphone. I'm just starting to learn how to, use technology. So we building, man. We building and we growing, and we're gonna do some great things here on YouTube. We're gonna do some great things as far as commentary, as far as intellectualism, as far as thought, as far as art. Because what I am truly is an artist. I'm an artist, and I'm just expressing my opinion. I'm just flexing my mind. I'm just using my thoughts and putting it out into the universe and seeing what I can do. I'm trying to stop big business from doing evil, wicked shit to the world, and killing us all or making us all slaves, or do whatever plan they have, to subjugate and enslave the world. I as the Mask Man, I as Edward Anderson want to do what I can do, the king of the dream world, to come into the real world, Jason style, and start slashing, slicing, and dicing these MFers, for trying to violate the sanctity of the human race, the sanctity of human beings. It's unfair. It's not right, and nobody should let that stand. For the record, I think DJ Envy is a piece of garbage. For purporting to be an expert on real estate and being in the center of an obvious Ponzi scheme and scam. Either you don't know what you're talking about, you're a liar, you don't know shit about real estate, it's just a hustle to you, and you were too dumb to know that you were in a Ponzi scheme, or you were complicit, you did it on purpose, and you deliberately defrauded people into using their money that they needed to make investments that they couldn't afford, and now they're out of money that they will never be able to get back from you because you a rich dude, but you ain't got enough money to pay back everybody that you defrauded. So some of those people are just out what they spent on these courses for you. They're just out of that money. So I ain't got no sympathy for, because either he a fool who was telling lies, talking about he knew about shit that he didn't know about, or he really is into real estate. He really does know real estate, and he was just trying to run a scam, and he got jammed up. I don't know if he's going to prison or not. I don't know if he's going to jail or not. But in my opinion, he deserves whatever he gets because a lot of real motherfuckers who really in the struggle be trying to look for the information that's going to get them out, be trying to look for the information that's going to set them free. And they see shit like that and it looks simple and it look easy and they try it and they get all kind of jammed up. They get all kind of tied up. They get all kind of fucked up. Listen to some idiot or some fool or some Jay Morrison ass nigga who's giving them a bunch of jail talk, prison babble that's unusable information that no reputable institution is going to do anything with. So just be on your P's and Q's. If you want to get wealthy, get you an Instagram page, get you a YouTube channel, get you a real business, sell lotions, sell watches. I'll do what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell phones and compasses and, various little items that I think are useful in the real world, be about something legitimate. Try to be of service. Try to be of some kind of help. Try to be somebody who people can depend on, people can rely on. Try to be that instead of trying to be some kind of hustler, trying to be some kind of trickster, trying to be some kind of scammer who's trying to get people's money without giving them anything of real value. Stop trying to give people advice and start giving people help. There's so many people giving advice. The world is drowning with advice. But how much help do you actually get? How many people are just giving you something that really helps you, really transforms you, really puts you in a better place, really puts you in a better life? That shit is rare. That shit is not common. And that's what I'm about. Do stuff in the spirit of Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal, he didn't make a lot of money from his comedy, but he helped a lot of people by being a righteous guy. That's my hero. So do it like Patrice O'Neal would do it. Be great at what you do. Be amazing at what you do. And help give people value. Give people things that they can use. Give people things that they can benefit from. And at some point, it will pay off for you. It will work out for you. It will, benefit you. If nothing else, you'll be a legend. If nothing else, you'll be a legend. Take it from the hood legend, Mr. Maskman. That was Jay Anderson, Jr. The JR stands for Junior, if my family tells you. But for me, the JR stands for Joker. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good time. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.